Hello, you guys. Welcome back, Lighthouse family. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. We do have a word for you guys today. Some people believe it, but some people don't. But the word is be careful of what items or objects you bring into your home.
Yes. So, y'all, I just want to put a little disclaimer out, a warning out. This type of video is not for everyone, okay? Guys, I know a lot of people do not believe in this type of stuff. It's not common and talked about in our Christian community. Y'all, we didn't even think we was going to be making a video like this, because tell me this a year ago and I would have been the same as some of you. Like, I don't believe in all that stuff like that. But y'all, it's real. Now, we just ask you to listen to what we're saying in the video. Take it back to God and pray. Is there any truth to what Lighthouse family was saying about cursed objects? All right. So the last year or so, God have been dealing with us about cursed objects and deliverance and spiritual realm and different things that we need to open our eyes to. So we just want to share with you guys a couple true, honest testimonies that we have went through with cursed items. All right. And it's not the items that you guys probably thinking about, like a Buddha statue or none of knickknacks that you put in your kitchen. It's not those type of things, but it can be the littlest little stuff, y'all. And so, please, I understand this is a very skeptical video. A lot of people do not like this type of talk. We're not trying to spread fear. We're not trying to spread anxiety. We're just trying to spread awareness. Some of the things that's going on in your home, in your marriage, in your life, it could be because of what you let in. Okay? Want to tell the first story?
Sure.
The blanket?
So we had this blanket. Our daughter, she really liked the blanket. She was always asking for it every night to go to bed, and she really enjoyed it. But it came to a time when she got really sick, and she will throw up all her food every night with this blanket. So one time we let her go a week without it. We washed it. We didn't wash it. We just let it sit. I'm just being honest. And then we eventually washed it. She went a week without using it, and then we eventually gave it back to her, and then she threw up every night with it again.
Okay, so what she's saying is, like, y'all, we had this, like, it was a throw blanket, a small little throw blanket you give to a child. We gave it to her every night, okay, because she loved her blanket. And like she just said, she started getting sick. And it was a particular time between 10 and 12 every night. Between 10 and 12 p.m. every night, she threw up. And it was just a cough, and then she just threw up all over the place. And we're like, what is going on? Why is she? Because we got sick around that time, but nobody was throwing up. None of our other children was throwing up. We wasn't throwing up. So we're like, oh, maybe it was the sickness. So we overlooked it. And then we ended up going right back into it. And like everybody got healed from our sickness. We're feeling better. But she's still throwing up almost every single night.
At the same time.
But she would not throw up in the day. None in the daytime. None in, while she's playing. She's happy. She's laughing. She's having fun. She was good. But she threw up almost every single night, y'all. So I mean, as a parent, you start to be like, okay, something's wrong with this, right? But we just kind of like, okay, so overlook it a little bit. Let's just try to see what's going on. So something came to me. I believe the Holy Spirit said, test the blanket. So as she said, we washed it. And we gave her another blanket for a while, something else to lay with. And she didn't throw up at all. So it was like, okay, babe, have you realized that she didn't throw up? Like, what's going on? And so next thing you know, we decided, let's test this blanket. Give her that blanket tonight and let's see what happens. As soon as she got the blanket, she threw up everywhere, like at 11 o'clock at night.
And we took it. But remember that time that we gave it to our son Castile too?
Yes, we gave it to him.
He had it for a time
and he got
threw up too.
Extremely sick and threw up. We're like, what is going on? So it was revealed to us, the blanket is making your children sick. Get rid of it. We didn't understand cursed objects at that time. It was like a lot of you. We're like, we don't believe in all that. It's probably just a coincidence. And we're like, no, there's no way you can't curse what God have made. And I'm like, I'm not worried about all that. Until I start seeing stories on it. I start reading stories about people like, God's like, get rid of that bed. Get rid of that thing. And I'm like, okay, this must be real. Let's look into it. So guys, listen. That blanket had a specific curse on it. Now, what happened is we didn't buy that blanket brand new. We got that blanket given to us, okay? Now, that blanket, who knows what family it was in before it came to us. They could have been worshiping other gods, which is false demons, and they put on that blanket. And, sometimes people lay a blanket on the floor, and they get on the floor, and they praise their God, all of this stuff like that. And that blanket has that curse of whatever it is that they was praising their God on. And we was laying our daughter on that blanket. Yo, we not dealing with that blanket
Yeah, we
anymore.
took it away from her. And
Yeah.
we kept it away from her for a long time, and she actually never threw up.
never threw up again.
So it was that blanket that was causing
And I
her
believe
to
she
be
threw up
sick.
like almost every other night for almost 2 months.
Because we let her keep it, so we didn't think much of it. We just thought she was
really
sick.
sick.
Because at that time, we was
Yeah.
all sick.
Yeah,
Whole
no.
time, it was the blanket, and it
Yes.
was terrible. She would throw up all her food, and we
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
So a little scripture references. If you go into Deuteronomy, it talks a lot about how you should not take anything that other people have used to worship their gods with. You should burn it. You should get rid of it because you don't want that cursed item to curse you. Yeah. So it was talking about that in Deuteronomy. I'll leave the scripture somewhere up here so you can read it for yourself if you're curious about this type of stuff. So it was talking about burning the gold. And I was like, why would we have to burn money? You know, that's silver, that's gold, that's money. Because when you bring that money home, there's a curse with that. And so it's the same thing with some of these other objects. And the Bible is not very specific about cursed objects. That's why so many people don't believe it, because the Bible don't mention it as much. But it's true. I'll let you tell the story with the hair.
All right, I hope you guys probably realize that I don't have the same hair as I used to in
Yeah.
all my old videos. It was a time where God told me to take it out. Didn't understand why, but we understood once we did it. But we're going to talk about this vacuum situation first. We brought a vacuum inside of our room. We used the vacuum, but what I did was took the hair out of the vacuum and I put the hair in our trash.
Yes.
And the vacuum was given to us, so it had other people was used the vacuum before, so it was given to us and we used it. And I attached the hair out because it was hard for it to get the stuff off the carpet we was living at. Took it out. He said no. I said whatever.
I was against it. I said, get that hair out of this room.
I
was like, flush down the toilet, throw it away. Don't leave that hair in here.
And my intention was to throw it in the toilet, but I got distracted, and I feel like God allowed that because we needed to understand this is for real.
Yes.
Threw it in the trash. It was there for about the whole weekend. I think we got the vacuum.
About 3-4 days, probably.
It was there for a long time. But what happened? It got into our marriage. Heartless, evil, wasn't loving each other. The spirit left. We just gonna put it that way.
Yeah.
And it was heartless. But I want you to tell them about the dream you had.
Okay, so before I get into the dream, I was asking God, like, what's going on? Because it was like bad. Like it really affected her more than it affected me at the time. But she got mean. She got evil. She got really like dark and like uncaring, unloving. Like she was just saying, it was like no spirit left in her at that time. So we was asking, I was like, what's going on? And so I went to bed that night and God gave me a dream. I'm going to explain briefly. In the dream, I was sitting to the kitchen table and was eating cereal together. She was just on her phone. I was just like kind of eating cereal. Then I just started throwing up hair. And it was just hair coming out of my mouth and I'm throwing it up. And I'm super sick. And I'm just like vomiting and sickness everywhere. And I'm like, this really sucks. And she looks at me and says, he'll be all right. And so I'm like, why don't she care that I'm sick? Like, it's not normal in the dream. So I go lay in the bed. And in the bed, I'm still throwing up that hair. It's like I ate hair somehow and I'm just throwing it up. It was just the hair was killing me. And I'm laying there in the bed. I'm like, babe, do you not care that I'm sick? And she was laying over there. And she just started to, just do all the sexual actions with herself. And she's turned over. She was like, bye. I don't care about none of that. I'm going to bed. And so I had to get up out the bed. I got up and I had to start cleaning up it was like hair inside the house as well. So I was just start cleaning it up and trying to do that. But I was in tears. I was really upset because I felt like she didn't even care that I was dying because for some reason I was like coughing up hairballs and stuff. It was really bad. And so I woke up that morning and I told her the dream. She was still in that kind of transit mode. So she wasn't really hearing the dream as much, but it ended out playing out the exact day. Y'all, listen.
Played out the same
everything that I dreamed, besides the part that I'm throwing up
the hair.
That didn't happen, thankfully.
But he got sick that night.
But I got sick. Really sick. I was like sick in my health. I had heart palpitations. I was really sick that night. And I go to bed. And as I'm laying in the bed, I'm telling her, babe, I am messed up. I'm not almost to the point I need to go to the hospital. Like, I'm sick.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and says, didn't care. And I told her the dream. And so in real life, I'm like, do my wife not care that I'm sick? Like, what's going on? And so I started to cry, same way I was in the dream. And I had got up by myself. And I started trying to figure this thing out. And the dream played out exactly how It was. The same day I had it. We get up the next day and I was like, okay, we arguing, we're fighting, we're against each other. And then probably that afternoon, we just had to just sit down together and just pray.
Yeah.
And we just kind of prayed, like, what's going on? Is something really bad with us the last couple of days? And while we're praying, she had mentioned, I'm like, did we bring anything inside this room? Is anything negative in here? Because it's something bad. It's really happening. I feel like witchcraft. It really felt, if you know the feeling of witchcraft in your life, you know what we're talking about. And that's another story for another day. Okay. But it felt like witchcraft. And next thing you know, guys, all truth, she mentioned, she was like, wait, could hair affect us? And I remember, I'm like, the dream. Oh my goodness. I was throwing up hair. God was like, pay attention. This is what's going on. Pay attention. And so I was not paying attention, y'all. But we ended up, we was like, okay, this hair gotta go. So it begs the question, because at that time we had just redid her hair. So I was like, is it the hair in her head, Lord,
or is the hair from the vacuum?
Or is it the hair that we brought into the room? God didn't give us an answer quick enough, okay? Because we could tell that hair was killing us. It was literally bad. I felt like I was on my deathbed almost. It was bad, and she was bad mentally. So we was like, you know what? We're going to take the hair out, and we're going to throw this hair away. We're going to throw all of it away. And y'all tell me why that never happened again.
Never happened. So the whole time, I feel like it was the hair on my head, also the hair from the vacuum.
I believe it was the hair in the vacuum, because I told her not to put it in the trash.
Because I looked at the hair before I touched it. It was all type of hair. Long hair, short hair, Indian hair. It was just a whole bunch of different type of hair. Remember, the vacuum was used. So it was vacuuming up other hair from other people's houses. And
then when they done with it, they'll vacuum it up, and then we end up getting a cursed vacuum cleaner day there, and we end up receiving these people's cursed hair, and it started to affect us. And God said, "Get rid of it." You know. And just a quick thing before we end this video, I could say about 2-3 months before that happened, God has spoke to me. He was like, there's a car seat or there's a child's toy in your home that's affecting your home. And he said, there's a toy inside of your home that's affecting your home.
I think that's when he started really revealing that things can be
yes, and I was like, okay, we need to make sure we get rid of some items, some toys. And I think he was talking about clothing ones. He said, there's something attached to your clothing that you need to get rid of. So it was like, let's get rid of some of it. It's been off in here ever since I brought that in my house. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Before you try to understand what's going on, try to do your research, get rid of it. It ain't worth the time. It's just an item. You can rebuy another one. God will bless you with another one. Your obedience before understanding, it matters. Okay? So that's all the video that we have for you guys today. Stay tuned, because we have a lot more of these things that God has been showing us. We have been opened into this whole new thing about what you can bring into your home can affect your marriage, it can affect your children, it can affect your life. So stay tuned if you're interested in these type of videos, because we have a lot more to come.
All right, see you guys in the next video.